what could be the death of the superhero movie, or at least it's the 1-2 punch between Ant-Man Quantumania and this in what could end up being the death of the superhero movie, Shazam Fury of the Gods.
Yeah. Yeah, which I'll be honest, I completely forgot was even coming out.
Well, it was originally supposed to come out in December, and at the
uh,
time when it looked like Avatar was underperforming its first week, it's like, oh man, you could have put out Shazam and made some mad money. Boy, that those predictions by certain people did not age well.
no.
Um, so I feel like this movie had a bunch of problems with it. We did a trailer reaction at some point during the summer, I want to say,
Yeah.
and the fact that I saw a look in your eyes like, we did. Then you looked up. Oh yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
could see it in your eyes.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
Or maybe I'm Mandela affecting myself. We just thought we, or I just thought we did. But either way, this thing looked very paint by numbers and dull.
hmm
It was a hard path to follow the first Shazam because while it was a fine movie, you kind of wrote yourself into a very stupid corner by giving what 5 other orphans identical superpowers to your main character.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll confess, I didn't really like the first movie that much. I mean, I thought it was all right, but it just, mm,
Yeah, it was I thought it was nice because it was the only DC movie that I saw in theaters at the time that didn't make me feel depressed and bored.
mm, yeah, I can see that.
Like that was its here's the thing, like it was like a nice counterpoint to a in theory strong Snyderverse era.
Mhm.
Like it was the one that was different. It was the most Marvel like of the DC movies at the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
We've
wasn't dark and brooding like Batman v Superman.
yes, exactly. But I think that COVID has hidden a decent amount of it has masked the evaporation of the audience for this particular series, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it. Well, and from what I'm hearing too, at least with Zachary Levi, who of course plays Shazam, um, from what was saying that I guess Dwayne Johnson didn't help this movie out at all.
Now it sounded like they were originally going to have Black Adam show up or something.
Yeah, they were gonna. Yeah, and I think they were gonna have some. I think some people from the JSA in there, like Hawkman and Adam Smasher,
Yeah.
and that didn't happen because I guess Dwayne Johnson told him he didn't want that to happen.
Dwayne Johnson did the DC universe no favors, unfortunately.
No, no, he didn't. He sounds like a really big jerk.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it working with him in reality, but don't think I would want to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Ninja Toe says there seems to be. Yeah, yeah. We were just talking about that. Yeah.
Yep. But okay, so let's talk about the DC EU and its overall trajectory.
Mhm.
So Man of Steel comes out. I've argued with people about this. I've seen things where they expected this to be $1 billion movie. It made like 750 million.
Mhm.
The studios, the heads of Warner Brothers at the time, who were a bunch of idiots, like the heads of Warner Brothers often are,
Yeah.
proceeded to panic and demanded that rather than getting a Man of Steel 2, they shove Batman in and get the ramp ready for Justice League. Uh, when the
Yeah.
movie failed to hit $1 billion, they proceeded to panic again. Had had Snyder's daughter not unfortunately um, ended herself, I think he still would have been ripped off the movie halfway through production, and they would have awkwardly inserted Joss Whedon into the mix.
Yeah, yeah, and and we got a incoherent mess of a movie.
Yep. That was the world's introduction to a bunch of characters who are, in theory, beloved the worldwide.
Hmm.
Mixed in there, we had the Suicide Squad, which was basically rehacked and cut up by the people who made the trailer, because the studio said, "Oh, you guys made a good trailer out of this turkey. Go ahead and go ahead and take it to play it the whole movie." And that one made a decent amount of money on a smaller budget than Batman v Superman, so it's possibly still the most overall profitable of the DCEU.
Yeah.
But the following fall from Justice League, we then had Aquaman come out, and Aquaman made $1 billion worldwide, a lot of it in China,
Hmm.
which means they don't get as much money as you think.
Right. Yeah.
But the world didn't go out to see Aquaman. The world went out to see Jason Momoa swimming around with his shirt off.
Yeah. Well, you're also forgetting Wonder Woman in there.
Oh, you're right. Wonder Woman was like the bright ray of hope,
Hmm.
which has Mandela affected a lot of people. I see commentators refer to it as a $1 billion movie all the time. It
It
was
was
not.
not. Mhm.
800 million is nothing to sneeze at, but it is not in fact $1 billion. But it feels like it should have been a $1 billion movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
if your introductory movie hadn't been Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, that
Probably could have done better. Yeah.
yeah, but that movie just legged out because it didn't have a super strong opening weekend, as if memory serves. In fact, Wonder Woman, woman, comma Wonder.
Woman, come on.
Uh, 100 million in home video sales. God, they gave up so much by moving away from Blu-ray and DVD.
Yeah, they really did.
But yeah, its opening weekend was
Uh,
103. I remembered it being lower than that. But yeah, this it did very nicely for itself
yeah.
because Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot is likable, and Wonder Woman is an international brand.
Yeah.
But so then, uh, anyway, so Aquaman comes out. I don't think there were any major DCEU releases in 2019 because they were in the middle of retooling.
I think you're right. Yeah, because Wonder Woman 84 was 2020.
Yep. Although that was
And
probably delayed by the unknown virus of yada yada.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Let's see if they have. All right, let's pull up the. Oh, come on! Don't count all
Oh,
the
don't.
straight to
Oh, God.
DVD stuff.
Jeez. Come on.
Okay, okay, that's right. Justice League 2017, 2018,
Oh,
Aquaman.
Birds of Prey was early 2020. I forgot
Yes,
about that.
and that's one that everybody. Oh yeah, and then
Oh,
Shazam slotted
Shazam.
into 2019. I guess like the era of good feelings, you might call it, where it's like, oh, Aquaman was fun enough, and we're far enough away from Justice League that we're not feeling the pain anymore.
Yeah.
And that one put in a respectable performance, though less than 400 million.
Hmm.
Profitable because of it was on a more modest budget, but not a big hitter.
Yeah.
Then Joker came out, not part of the DCEU, but it was the one that crossed a billion along with Aquaman.
Yeah.
And then Birds of Prey came out, and everybody tries to go, oh well, that was squashed by COVID. It was already basically done with its box office by the time
No,
that
it
the
yeah.
lockdowns happened.
Yeah, no, it was squashed by a blue hedgehog.
Yes. Uh, and then you basically so then you had Black Adam come out last fall. I don't know why Black Adam isn't on this list of DC Comics ones. This is why it's important to curate your metadata
Hmm.
properly.
Yes.
It after it barely made more than the original Shazam on a budget of $200 million, and this is after massive ticket inflation.
Yeah. Yeah, Ninja says, yeah, go Sonic the Hedgehog.
Black Adam. Oh yeah, and also there was the Suicide Squad mixed in there,
Oh, that's right.
which
Yeah.
everybody gives that one credit for, despite really underperforming. Because it was
Yeah.
still it was still unknown virus times, right? We have to
Right. Yeah.
you have to give movie credit there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Suicide Squad barely made did not make 170 million in its combined national and international budget,
Mm.
also on a budget of 185 million dollars.
Mm.
You can only do so much fuzzy Project Popcorn HBO Max math to try to justify that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I mean, like, people excuse the virus for making things underperform.
Yeah.
It but Black Adam's where the chickens came home to roost. They
Yeah.
they pulled out a bunch of guns for it. They leaked that they had Henry Cavill's Superman. They talked about how this was a big thing,
Yeah.
and th- and it was supposed to be like, oh, this is going to be a big movie. It was not.
No.
Uh, It's one of those things where you can argue about if Black Panther: Wakanda Forever was a big movie or not, or like was a underperformance or not. This is completely undeniable.
Yeah.
Unless you're Dwayne Johnson himself posting fuzzy math on Twitter about how the movie was profitable, guys. Totally profitable. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was not, and it's and having seen it, it's not a very good movie.
So I hear. So I continue to avoid it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and so this was the last. This was the last attempt to make it happen. And at that point, they said, "Eff it, James Gunn, do your James Gunn magic, because even though the Suicide Squad underperformed, we think you have a vision.
Yes, and you're not no longer employed with our competitor, so come on.
Yep, come on over." And so we tell this long story because uh, basically this was kind of inevitable. You had a movie that wasn't that popular to start with.
Mhm.
It really needed strong movies around it to buoy it up.
Yeah, yeah. And well, and on top of that, you had Dwayne Johnson playing traditionally a villain character, but his ego wouldn't let him play a villain, so they
Because
made him an
villains have to
anti.
lose.
Yes, so they had him made him an anti-hero, which just made everybody confused.
Yes, and it would be like having a Doctor Doom movie come out before your Fantastic Four sequel, and Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom never interact.
Yeah.
It,
And Ninja Toe points out, yeah, DC never knew how to make consistently profitable films. Yeah,
yeah, and we'll get into this when we talk about the current state of Lucasfilm, but I think the chickens have come home to roost where they realize that, or where you hopefully think they realize that, crap, we can't just go, oh, it's a movie with an intellectual property behind it. Of course, people will go see it because they love the property.
hmm
Uh, you almost wonder if years of that don't question product, just consume product and get excited for next product meme has finally shamed a certain number of nerds into apathy for some of these things.
yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Yeah.
But but yeah, it's unfortunate because it sounds like this movie had a good heart. It sounds like it was just kind of bland, which is better than being awful and hateful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But unfortunately, there wasn't really a demand for the first movie, really. And wiser
Yeah.
heads would have gone, there really wasn't a lot of demand for the first movie. Maybe we just call it a day and enjoy our profit.
Yeah.
Maybe have him guest star in another movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess also too, it means that this character probably won't, at least in this incarnation of the character, won't be appearing in the James Gunn universe.
Nope. Nope, probably not. Sorry, real Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, it's a sad sign when there's sort of like apparently there Wonder Woman appears towards the end. That did not save this movie. Um, but
uh,
she was like filmed remotely and directed remotely, and it's looks weird to the point where people were going, "Did you deep fake Gal's face onto someone else's body?"
oh, jeez.
Like the director said, no, that is not what happened. Shut up.
Ugh. Oh man.
So, via con Dios, DCEU.
Yes.
The thing of it is that this and Ant-Man underperforming back to back, they basically have like the same, like, I guess, like percentage dip in interest compared to the prior movies in their series.
Uh, yeah.
Uh, or I should say, I mean, like compared to their, how to put it, Ant-Man is a big drop off from Black Panther, and Shazam is a big drop off from Black Adam.
I
Now,
know.
if it was making Black Adam numbers, it has a very reasonable budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
125 million for a CGI heavy superhero movie. You managed to make it work. If they'd managed to make that 390 million, hey, modest success. But
Yeah. 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 It could have worked out for him, but nope.
nope.
Yeah, and Ninja Toe says, "I feel sorry for the Shazam movies. They seem to be the best part of the DCU. Yeah, the lore of the characters is really interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
but it just yeah,
just didn't get the did actually. I'd say the first one, how to put it, they're both base run hits.
mhm.
But when the team is down 10 points in the ninth, you don't need a base run hit. You need to hit a homer. And
Mhm.
this is not a homer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Well, speaking of things I don't feel sorry about, let's kind of get into our topic of what's going on with Lucasfilm.
yes.